With the 2022 season now coming to an end, multiple drivers who competed this season won't feature on the grid next year. One of them is Daniel Ricciardo, with Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko possibly confirming a potential reserve driver role for Daniel at Red Bull. A few have suggested that it could pave the way for a full-time return for Daniel with his former team. I'm your host, Dillon Shelley, and first up on Formula World, Christian Horner brutally honest about Ricciardo replacing Perez in the future. Red Bull team principal Christian Horner, while addressing the media in Abu Dhabi, revealed if Daniel has indeed signed on as a reserve driver with them. "We haven't signed anything yet, but Helmut, in his enthusiasm, has obviously announced it. So I guess that means Daniel will be joining us, unless, of course, he chooses not to sign." He then pointed out all the positives of having someone like Daniel as a reserve driver. "Just with the demands on race drivers these days, from a marketing perspective alone, we're an active team and do very many show runs and events. So to have a driver of Daniel's profile and history with the team is only an asset for us." He also highlighted the positives for Daniel in taking up such a role. "It means he keeps in touch with Formula One and will obviously be using him on the simulator as well when he attends events." He signed off by revealing if there is any possibility for Daniel to replace current driver Sergio Perez. "No, Daniel's contract is very specific. We have a contract with Checo for the next 2 years. The partnership of Max and Checo has been phenomenal for us." Fast feed. Retired F1 driver Sebastian Vettel stated a big thank you for all the support. "The last 2 years have maybe been a bit disappointing from a sporting point of view, but very, very useful and important to me in my life. I'm sure I'm going to miss it more than I understand right now." Ferrari's Charles Leclerc knew that the only possibility to beat Checo was with a different strategy and playing with the tyre management. "Which we did really well, and we managed to make the one-stop work, so I'm really happy. I really hope next year we can do a step forward in order to fight for the championship." Red Bull's Sergio Perez, meanwhile, feels that he gave it all. Obviously, there were things that they could have done better. "We lost a few seconds there where we were behind Max. Max was on a 1-stop and we were on a 2, so that middle stint wasn't ideal for us. It's nice to finish this season and look forward for another strong year next year." Mercedes driver Lewis Hamilton thinks that it's been more of a team-building exercise this year, and he's very, very proud of everybody. "Ultimately, I think we started with a car that we didn't want, and we finished with a car that we didn't want, but we were basically stuck with it." Teammate George Russell added that this weekend was important. "We had such a high in Brazil and Mexico, but clearly our car only performs in a really narrow window. This was a reality check for all of us." Do you want to see Daniel Ricciardo return to racing with Red Bull? Head over to my community page to vote in the poll and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you liked this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my others for all the latest in the world of Formula One.